In this video, I wanted to continue working on my YouTube banner. So to start off, I think here I'm going to draw a bullet ant. Oops. And I believe a bullet ant somehow related to hornets or a wasp and whatnot. Let me think of the silhouette that I want to draw. They have an interesting shape, and they also have pretty large mandibles, which I find an interesting point. I know they have a stinger as well. I may be attributing them wrong. I think people may call them cattle killers for some reason. I don't know if they could actually kill cattle. I mean, maybe if a swarm, if you destroy their nest or something. I'm not sure if they have venom. I'm guessing they do have. Would it be venom or the other word? Oh darn, I don't know. I forget which one. It's something like that. They could inject some type of chemical. Let me think. Its head is a bit more square than roundish. Which I find interesting. And I'm just drawing the silhouette here. I'm not really trying to go for drawing a full bug. So I've been making a lot of videos, but I have a lot of videos prepared, but I've always been thinking maybe I need to go on some type of drawing sabbatical to really try to improve some. I mean, I know improvement kind of occurs over long periods of time, but all the practice does matter in the end. And I really have to think about how to best go about my practice routine. As it can be a bit rough. Well, not too rough to practice. There are just some days when I don't have as much time as I want to. And I also have realized trying to make videos when I'm exhausted is extremely challenging. I wish it wasn't. But it tends to fall into the category of me just fighting exhaustion. And I always do wonder the amount of progress I absorb from the drawings that I do that day. I just feel the other day I was actually putting together a little mechanical pencil kit that I've been working on, and I just dropped one of the pencils, and I was like, how did I even do that? It was right in front of me, right in my hand. So I realized that the mistakes I make, or even sometimes banging into a wall. I don't know why I accidentally do that when I'm extremely tired. I'm just not, I guess I'm just falling asleep. And, that really affects my, I feel that affects the quality of any videos I make. So I've been trying to just kind of come to terms with the fact that I can't make videos every day like I would prefer to. So it is frustrating because, like I said, there are other days I can't make videos just because of life and all that. But then there are other days in which I just, can't. I mean, I work hybrid, so, the days I do have to go, it is extremely brutal with me waking up I know that sounds weird and probably very weak, but the fact of the matter is that I just can't make videos those days, which is frustrating, to say the least. I wish I did have the energy. I do always coffee up those days, but I realize nothing will substitute for sleep. That's just a fact that I am coming to terms with. No matter how much I think I can get away with it, it just doesn't end up working to the extent that I wanted it to. But you know, I mean, if that's my biggest worry in life, then I guess I don't have to. Well, you get the point. So there was actually an infestation. So I named this video "Infestation Continued," which ironically, there's actually a infestation of, I believe they are lanternflies. So I got a lot of pictures of them, and I'm looking forward to drawing a bunch of them. Probably on my banner, but as well as in some videos that I plan to make. So that'll be an interesting thing to do. You know, I feel like I got some really good pictures of them. They don't bite, luckily, so that is another plus in all of it. I have been thinking of maybe drawing other objects in addition to bugs. I mean, I do like drawing bugs, and I definitely will, but I was just wondering if maybe it would be interesting, kind of a way to expand my horizons. Not to say I've learned everything there is to drawing bugs, because I absolutely have not, but you know, always trying to challenge myself is something I want to do. Particularly spiders are always a lot to draw. I always thought spiders were like the most complex thing to go about with drawing, but actually I was drawing a rove beetle the other day, and I kind of realized that their thorax had 2 sections. So drawing that took a lot more time, and you know, I never had drawn one of those before, and I looked at the time it took me to complete the drawing, and I don't usually like worry about that. I just focus on what I'm drawing in the moment, and I realized I think the video went over 50 minutes, which was a lot longer compared to other videos I do. So I definitely learned a few things. So like I said, like challenging myself in that way is a good thing. But you know, more often than not, I feel like I like every bug and every perspective that I would draw brings a new type of complexity to the table, in which you have to like learn something new. There's still, you know, encountering stuff you never learned before and having to apply newer methods to try to draw it. That's just a thing that you have to roll with. I mean, it's fun. It would be boring if it was the same all the time. So yeah, challenging myself is something I'm always trying to do. Although not always the easiest when you're tired. What else? So yeah, I have a lot of videos prepared and planned. You may be watching this video probably like a year, like probably in 2024. That's when I try to have videos out in the future, just so that I have videos going out frequently. Cause like, you know, releasing a video every single day is extremely challenging. And I think, I mean, I do learn a lot. I would like to put out a video every day, but I do try to make videos in advance just because of the time limitations I'm working with. And also, like, why not make multiple videos a day when when I'm actually awake? You know, if I'm awake, well, heck, I might as well make more videos. There's no purpose not to do that. You know, take advantage of all the conscious time is what I'll call it, when I'm not absolutely exhausted. So, yeah, the other thing is, it was really cool. I do want to eventually do a field day, and when I say field day, I want to, like, go out to, like, a park or some nature and bring a bunch of paper and just draw a bunch of things, try to learn from insects in real life. Granted, they're moving, so you have to be aware of that downside, because I realized that even when I was taking pictures of a lot of the bugs, you have to remain very still, or else they will fly away, which I don't blame them, but at the same point, it does add an interesting challenge in itself. So, that's just one thing to be cautious of. The other thing is, obviously, you would never want to get close to a stinging insect or an insect that, or arachnid that can bite you or cause harm of some sort. You always want to be careful with that. I mean, I think the odds are pretty low. I think only if you get next to like a hornet hive or something like that, are you going to run into that type of danger. And luckily, I avoid those like a plague. So it's just important to be aware of things like that. You also want to be aware of poison ivy. Sometimes if you do go into the brush in any way, you probably want to wear long pants, because sometimes you may run into poison ivy or like some type of thing like that, maybe even like sumac. And once you get those oils on your skin, it's game over. I mean, it won't kill you, but it will. It is extremely annoying to do, and I learned that calamine lotion doesn't really help you. I mean, I haven't had poison ivy for years, but it's just something to be cautious of, because you never really know. Like, I always thought drawing any types of leaves that look oily make an interesting case study, but like, you never want to touch them, because if you get them on you, it is game over. You don't really have to worry that much. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of leaves you could get away with touching, but just be cautious is what I'll say. I mean, anything could kill you. You run into a million dangers when you step out of your own room, which is I don't know what that was. But yeah, being cautious of your surroundings is always a plus. You never know, like, even if they're like wild animals, or I mean, you're probably safe, and I'm probably just being like saying overly cautious things, but always being aware of your surroundings is a plus, is what I would say. And don't like pluck anything off trees. I think you're not allowed to do that, I believe. So great, we have our bullet ant here. Okay, so next I want to draw, I think, I'm not sure if the right term is, I don't know, it was like a bunch of lanternflies. Okay, why isn't my phone working? Gotta Google it. Yeah, I can't find it. I don't know. I thought for some reason it was called a brood, but apparently that's just applying to cicadas. They are not cicadas, but it was, I guess, an infestation of lanternflies, and I thought I would draw a couple because, these are my images, luckily, so I could use them in my videos without having to attribute anyone. I mean, I always do like attributing whoever I need to, but, in this case, it is a lot off my shoulders to do that, which is a big benefit. It was actually kind of fun taking pictures of them. Yeah, they're interesting. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, the funny thing was, even when I when it was clear that I wasn't going to eat them in any way, they would still flick and jump midair, sometimes on me, and so I don't really know what they were thinking. Maybe they're just overly cautious, but you know, I was not gonna eat them. I'm surprised the birds haven't been going after them in any way, because I think that they stick out. They stick out like a sore thumb, because you can just tell that they're everywhere, yet they're not getting eaten by the birds, so maybe they taste bad or something like that. I don't really know. I'm not going to even try them either, or any bug for that matter, but yeah, they're everywhere. Oops, that leg should be a little bit more out. And don't worry, I have a lot more of these. A lot more. Yeah, I think there were also ones that were white spots on black. So they were just absolutely everywhere, and I think they get larger wings eventually or something like that. I can't say for sure, but I did like the challenge they present when you draw them. I was seeing all of these interesting perspective distortions when they're viewed from so many different angles, so it makes them really interesting to try to work with. And I did like the shape. Like, they have so many what I like to call bug armor on them. All of these different plates, all these different changing perspectives, all of these interesting things. I wish it was easier to see their legs. I felt like I couldn't get any good pictures of seeing like all of their 6 legs, which was a downside, because I thought it would be easy, but you know, now that I think about it, like a lot of these professional photographers that do I think the right word is macro photography, they have like the special lenses to get really good pictures, so it's really disappointing that I couldn't get pictures to that level. I mean, the other thing, I have to give myself credit, because a lot of these people who I use images from, and I always accredit them in my videos, but all of these people are like professionals in their field, I believe, for the most part, or they're like extreme enthusiasts, so they have like the cutting edge tech for photos and whatnot. And like, I don't know, I would buy something like that, but the reason I don't is because I'm more interested in drawing, and also drawing from life. So I don't know, drawing from photos is something that I do all the time, but I'm always a bit cautious about. The only reason why I say that is because I'm always trying to get the full story of the bugs, and I think I do get a better story when you're up front, but you know, I always wondered in some of my more personal work how much of that would be from photos. I would think very little, and rather from actual studies, but I'll always be drawing from photos to a certain extent for videos, because I think they offer really good simplified views. I think drawing from images can be really good. Like, it does have merit. I don't mean to disregard it altogether. The other thing is, certain bugs can be extremely difficult to draw without a photo. I mean, if not near impossible, because of the speed they go, or because of how overly cautious they are. So I'm not disregarding it in any way. So please don't think that I think in that way, because there's definitely a lot of merit to doing that. I'll probably do both, is what I'm saying. Yeah, it was also interesting to see how these things walk, because they walk in really bizarre ways. Like, I never have seen bugs kind of move to the left and right really fast. Like, I wanted to say, I think I saw a car a long time ago that like had the ability to parallel park sideways instead of having to parallel park the pro way, which is extremely difficult to pull off if you don't have a lot of room. But yeah, for the most part, it can be it could be interesting to encounter them. But I know they're invasive, so I probably should have been killing them and not taking pictures of them. But I don't know, I always wonder if that's like something, if you can get in trouble for not killing them and seeing an invasive species. I bet there is some type of law about that. But, you know, I mean, I understand the pests they are in all of this, but at the same point, I am an artist, so, you know, they could sue me for all of the money I don't have. They can go ahead. They can go ahead and do that. It would be really funny. Yeah, Your Honor, here you can take my shoelace and the shirt off my back. How about that? I'll be representing myself today. What else? What else? Oh, I think their legs were interesting because their ending feet were like a lot longer. Very subtle. And they were always like kind of out like rakes. Have you ever seen like a garden rake or like a... I'm trying to think of another rake. Yeah, they were kind of like garden rakes. That's what I would say. I never have seen bugs that kind of had that. I mean, I've seen beetles, but I never have seen quite an insect like this. I wanted to say that like the previous year, I thought I saw only the adult versions of these bugs, and they were big compared to these ones that I saw. So I don't know. I don't know if maybe these were juveniles and maybe in August or a couple weeks we'll be infested with these adult versions, and maybe these are as juveniles or something like that. But it will be interesting to see, and probably a bit annoying, but even more annoying if I was a farmer, which I'm not. What else? I have this one. I'm drawing it from a view of It was, well, you can tell from this view. Yeah, so many of them. I will have to get more photos up close because I feel like I should really be getting more of them. I need to take more advantage of this infestation opportunity. I'm drawing pretty small, so everything looks a bit too pixely. I don't usually draw this small. I think it's like this because of the resolution of the YouTube banner that I'm working with. So like the YouTube banner is a bit, it's not too small, but it's not like I can make it 4K like how I usually try to draw. So that is a little bit of a downside to it. And maybe I'll draw one more if I can find another good. If I did this one already, I can't tell. I don't think I did. Yeah, I'll draw it like right here to finish the infestation. Alrighty. Let's see, kind of like that. It's also a bit difficult to see their legs because they're not really contrasting so much from the bottom of their body. So that kind of makes it a bit difficult. I would find that when I was taking pictures of these, that often, if you were taking it from any perspective, their legs would like be perfectly overlapped, so you wouldn't be able to see the other pair. I don't think I have. I think the only image I got of all 6 legs was the one that was like spread out, but I think even so, they were all a bit obscured in the photo. Oops. They're all a bit obscured, sadly, but they always have that bean-like shape of their things. I really did like their eyes. They're very beady eyes. Not too scary. A bit more, I don't know what you would call them, dopey? Kind of like a dog. Okay, well, I like it. So thanks for sticking around in this video. I think I added some cool bugs to my banner. Thanks for watching. If you like my channel, please subscribe. If you like the video, please like it. And if you have a question, please drop it in the comments below. Bye.